Black people in the Oldham area. There was in 1761 a black man called Juba Thomas who was baptised in Royton. He was owned by the owner of Royton Hall, which you can see here. This is a 19th century photograph of Royton Hall. And he was baptised and married a white woman and had 4 children. And then the records disappear after the 4 children, unfortunately. And then this picture was discovered, which we think is probably about 1860s. And if you look closely, you can see there's a black man and a little black girl, and probably another black man there at Royton Hall. We don't know who they are, but it's more evidence of black people in Oldham long before a lot of people assume they were here, which, most people assume they came after the Second World War. You can see a photocopy of the cover of a biography of an ex-slave from the United States who came over in the 1860s and settled in Oldham, and this was his autobiography, which was published in 1914, and you can see the original over in local studies. That's just a photocopy because they can't let us have the original, because otherwise people wouldn't be able to look at it. And then this is something that's been lent to us by a man from Barbados who still lives in Oldham and came over after the Second World War to work in the cotton mills, which is sort of like the third wave of when most of the black people who came to Oldham would have come. And so that represents that generation, and we hope that this element of the display will expand as people from the black community in Oldham give us or lend us objects that will represent their story in Oldham now or over the last sort of 40 or 50 years.